Good morning, Erin. How's it going today?
It's pretty good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Listen, I'm calling you or speaking to you from Toronto, Canada, where you got a few fans out here who kind of love When Calls the Heart.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. I love my
Yeah,
Canadians. I miss Canada.
well, we miss you too, and let's just get started here because can you even believe that you are working on season 8 of this show? Did you ever think when you started doing this that it was going to become what it has?
I knew season one that we had something very special that I was really proud to be a part of. And I was, of course, optimistic that the show would have real longevity, but I don't think I ever could have predicted that we would have the kind of passionate, loyal, enthusiastic fan base in the Hardys that we do. And they've really carried us to, here we are 8 seasons later. So I'm very grateful. I'm surprised and happy.
Well, of course, but I wanted to ask you that about your fans because, of course, look, no show, no movie, nothing does well unless it has its fan base. Let's face it. And as you said, you've got your Hardys. What is it? What kind of response do you get from these people on social media? I know they love to connect with you, and you love to connect with them. Just tell me a little bit about your fans and why you think they're just so loyal to you and the show.
I'm not really sure what specifically it is about One Calls the Heart, but I like to think it's the fact that we're offering this very wholesome, heartwarming, tender, romantic kind of these stories that appeal to all ages. So you can sit down and watch as a family, and that's something that's been missing from our culture for a long time. It harkens back to Little House on the Prairie. And I think that the way that we've been able to kind of bring families together again for their evening entertainment is something that's really meaningful to our fans. And you touched on it. Yeah, that connection that we have on social media, the way that we're able to talk about the storylines and the episodes and connect over funny moments with the characters. It just really, well, it just connects us. And the cast and crew, we're all people who are very passionate about the show as well. So we all share that passion with the Hardys.
Yeah, it's lovely to see. It's and like you say, it's such a nice warm family film. Now that's series. It's exactly how I feel like Little House on the Prairie when I was growing up and watching that show. And you just felt good. You felt like you're under this warm blanket. You know.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. Okay, so season 8 just kicked off. Fans were very excited to see, who is Elizabeth going to go with? And I gotta say, look, you got first world problems on this show, Erin. I mean, you gotta choose between Nathan and Lucas. Come on, seriously, how much fun do you have with these guys?
I know it's man, it's a tough life, but somebody's got to live it. they I have a great time with them. Obviously we were very selective when we were casting these guys. We wanted to make sure that we had great options for Elizabeth moving forward, and they have not let us down. Both on set and off, Kevin and Chris are fantastic human beings, and we have a really great time. And I agree, it is time for Elizabeth to choose. So we'll be finding out a lot more about who she chooses this season, I promise.
Oh, I know, I know. We're all waiting to see, But I want to ask you, when you are in that kind of love triangle on screen, aside from the fun that you have, it must be an interesting acting challenge too, because you must act differently, with the different actors. Like, tell me a little bit about that and how the relationship works between the three of you.
Well, that's a great question. Yeah, I think that any different relationship you're playing on screen is going to have a slightly different energy, and that's absolutely true when it comes to Nathan and Lucas. I think more specifically for Elizabeth, I had a bit of an out because for the first couple of seasons with them, I was playing that Elizabeth wasn't quite ready for love just yet. And so I didn't really have to commit to the flirtation, and it made it feel like less of a, it felt more chaste. So Uh, so yeah, as far as like different energies, especially moving into this season, um, while Kevin is a little sillier off camera, his character is perhaps more serious and quiet on, and perhaps it's the opposite for Chris. Although when you get to know him, he's pretty silly as well.
Well, that's good to hear. It's always fun to have silly actors on set. There's no question about it. I wanted to ask you, after playing Elizabeth for so many years, what have you learned about yourself, or how have you changed? How has she influenced you?
Oh, well, I just think, up until this point, I feel like Elizabeth has really been sort of goals in a lot of ways. She really has it together. She's a very good person. She's got a strong moral compass. She's a great leader and friend. So that these are all qualities that I would aspire to. But I think, you know, one thing I would say is just remembering to be true to who I am. And then also, you never know what another person is going through. I think that's something that Elizabeth is really good at, trying to connect with people and help them. And she does that through kind of figuring out what their life experience is. And so that's something that I've tried to become better at in my life.
Amazing. And, Hallmark's been pretty good to you, Erin. I got to say, you've got a movie coming out this weekend that I know your fans are looking forward to called It Was Always You. Can you just give us a little, preview what that's going to be like and working on that? Looked like fun too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was very excited to work on this one. It Was Always You, written by Kathy Clovis. It's one of my favorite scripts. I had a fantastic time working opposite Tyler Hines. It's a story about a young woman who is engaged to be married, and through a series of unfortunate events, she finds herself separated from her fiance and spending an awful lot of time with his annoyingly charming brother, and sparks fly.
Looking forward to it. I love it. I love a good Hallmark movie. Got to say, they're the best for sure. Well, it's been a real pleasure having the opportunity to talk to you this morning, Erin. Really, congratulations on everything. Good luck with, I hope you're staying safe, and hopefully we'll get to see you back here in Canada sometime soon.
Thank you